Remember when the Pro Bowl used to be fun? I remember. Remember when it was physical? I remember. Remember when Sean Taylor knocked out the punter? Oh, I remember. Yeah, I remember. Remember, guys? G'day, guys. Welcome back to Steeler Nation Australia. That was a really bad example of I remember. I love South Park. I love the member berries. And today was the Pro Bowl, and it stunk. It stinks. The whole thing about it, even selecting the players stinks. The flag football game, in my opinion, was just what was it really? Was it exciting? Yes and no. Was there some good passes? Yeah, here and there, right? But it wasn't the same way as football used to be in the Pro Bowl and the Sean Taylor hit, knocking out the punter as he ran for a first down. I remember. I remember when the Pro Bowl used to be fun. The Pro Bowl has been sliding ever since. But just wanted to get that out there. And we don't know what we're going to see next year with the Pro Bowl. The selection process is stupid, and the games are just comical. Although Minka played some really good dodgeball. Minka's a really good dodgeball player. But we have some Brian Flores news that I want to address and I want to talk about and get your guys' comments on what you think about the Brian Flores situation. So, according to Ian Rappaport, hashtag Steelers senior defensive assistant and linebackers coach Brian Flores is expected to have a second interview with the Arizona Cardinals for their head coaching job on Wednesday. Source said he also interviewed with the Broncos for the Broncos for their defensive coordinator spot and is a top candidate for the Vikings defensive coordinator spot too. Now, there was some more news today too. According to Sports Illustrated Albert Breer, Flores is one of the two finalists for Minnesota Vikings defensive coordinator job. Currently looked at as a backup. He's currently looked at as a backup if Denver Broncos did not allow current Egio Evero out of his contract. Sorry. Even in my other video tomorrow, I'm doing a video about this on the Pittsburgh Steeler Syndicate, so check that out too. Very similar, but I stuffed that name up. I cannot pronounce his name. Egiro Evero out of his contract after days of contemplation. Denver has released Evero, making it likely he signs with Minnesota. Now, there is an update. Evero has signed with the Carolina Panthers as their defensive coordinator. So there is a real likely chance that Flores could sign for Denver. There's a likely chance now that Flores could sign for Minnesota as their defensive coordinator positions. However, like the tweet says here, there's also a good chance having a second interview that Brian Flores could be the Arizona Cardinals head coach. Now, that would be very, very interesting, right? As a Cardinal fan, getting Brian Flores used to be a Miami Dolphin. I think he actually got hardly done by in that situation. The Dolphins sacked him 3 years in. He was, I think he was like pretty much 500. I think it was 30, something like that over the 3 years. Something very similar. His win-loss ratio. They sacked him. We all know he's going to the NFL. He's like suing the NFL based on that account. And the Pittsburgh Steelers and Mike Tomlin gave Flores a chance, extended the arm out and said, you know what, come work with us. Come and be an assistant for the next 2 years. Now, is there a likely spot that the Steelers keep or Brian Flores stays with the Steelers for the next year? Quite possibly that could happen. But then why would he go out there and do all these interviews? 1, 2, 3 interviews with the Vikings, Denver, and the Cardinals. If he's extending himself out there to interview for the head coaching job or for a defensive coordinator job in the NFL, then that to me likely says that Brian Flores is on the move and he's moving out of Pittsburgh. Now, the other question I want to ask is, does that really matter in all things to do with the Pittsburgh Steelers? If Brian Flores goes, will it be a huge loss? Now, most likely, probably not. Like, I think he did provide a good quality leadership there. His coaching skills, of course, would be up there, would be higher tier. Now, I don't know him personally. I'm not looking into his playbook or his coaching mannerisms, but he's a highly respected guy in the NFL by players. And he also had worked with Robinson and Spillane and, you know what, even to a certain degree, try to get the best out of what Devin Bush was. But we all know Devin Bush is going to be cut. So if Brian Flores does leave the Steelers, does that overly matter? I don't think so. I wish him all the luck. I hope he gets a job with the Arizona Cardinals, a head coaching job, and proves the Miami Dolphins wrong. Their organization said, you know what, you're not the best fit for us. We're going to sack you. We're going to go with a new guy. And even the new guy couldn't get it done in the playoffs. So I wish him all the luck if he does go to the Cardinals. Let me know in the comments below, guys. Where do you think Brian Flores is going to go? Will he go to the Arizona Cardinals for the head coaching job? Will he go to Minnesota with a new start there as defensive coordinator? That could be a possibility. Or he could link up with Sean Payton. He might do some moves around that. Him and Sean Payton might work well together and build that dynasty or dynasty, however you pronounce it, the way they want to with Russell Wilson. So it could be a possibility he might be going out to Denver to be their defensive coordinator. So let me know in the comments below. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Thank you guys for checking out Steeler Nation Australia. Also, thank you to our members, all the members who check out, who are part of the page of Steeler Nation Australia on YouTube. I do appreciate you guys 110%. So I'll leave the credits right here. I'll see you later.
Coach Stumlin, still for the win, man.